Both Parting and Harstem, if I had to characterize them, it would be number of builds. They just know a lot of different builds and styles, and kind of they know a lot of Gotems. I think Parting knows slightly more Gotems, but like they just have like a little 10-minute lunchtime meeting. Parting could probably share all of his Gotems with Harstem in that time, and then they'd be on equal footing. So yeah, Parting obviously very mechanically strong as well. I'm not sure how good Harstem is. Harstem even knows Terran and Zerg builds? Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, Parting also knows Terran and Zerg builds. You don't get to 7k without knowing most of the common builds for all the races. Especially if you take like Cyril, his like off races are like 6.8k. You know, you don't get to that MMR by being surprised at builds and not executing stuff well. They just know the game. Yeah, they just know the game. Alright, so look at that. Look at that. Oh my god, this is pure balance. I've never seen something this balanced in my entire life. So we've got Parting and we've got Harstem, and look at the balance, guys. Same build, same time, same execution. Wait, we have a difference. One difference. We've got a Stalker. That's it, that's the difference. But look at this Robo. They're in slightly different places, alright? Slightly. This is the rock on this side of the map, so Parting's being slightly daring and pushing the meta by putting his Robo 3 seconds closer for his Immortal to travel than Harstem's. So, you know, all things being equal, Harstem's gonna die first. And then we have 2 Adepts being spent with this 50 gas, but the 50 gas for Parting is a Stalker. So we'll see how that has a relevance. But it'll be something like that, like 2 Adepts get in and Parting's got 1 Stalker to deal with it. And then we go into a later second Stalker because we just didn't have the gas. Also pay attention to the fact that it would be a Robo instantly, and then units. Robo, and then units. Yeah. So, Cheesy Boys, this is what I was saying about how they're both very similar players and know a lot of builds. It's just very funny that they both ended up doing the same build on the same map in virtually the same location. We'll see what relevance Adepts versus Stalkers have. If Harstem gets the Adepts in to the base, then he's basically won the game. And if he doesn't get the Adepts into the base, which is the more likely scenario, then he'll be at a disadvantage, but not lose the game, obviously, for that. But like, in that sense, Adepts are kind of nice, because you either win the game with them, or you get slightly behind, but that's pretty good odds. And look, Parting runs on over to Harstem thinking, I have the Immortal, I will win the fight. But then Harstem also has the Immortal, so he will also win the fight. So Parting got wrecked there, unfortunately, for our big boy. Not that I'm rooting for one player over the other, because I like Harstem as well, but big boy, I expect more from him. He needs to be winning these clown fiestas. Maybe he still will, but like being down 400 resources and the Robo. Oh no, GG. Oh, that's so sad to see. But like, what do you make of this game, guys? You know, what can you think about this game? So they have the same stuff out at the same time in the same place. And it's just literally like the angle at which the units meet each other. Maybe the Immortal's ahead of the other one and gets the first shot in. Maybe the Immortal reaches like... Because look at where the game-ending exchange happened, right? Alright, so advantage to Harstem, who scouts with an Adept. Actually, why? Why does Harstem not send his Adepts across the map? Instead he opts to just scout with the Adepts. Is it just because he's playing against Parting? Second pylon late? Ah, second pylon gives it away. Okay. Very funny. Alright, so Parting gets in here and he sees what he needs to see. There's a proxy pylon on the map. Same thing. Harstem sees exactly the same thing. So I think that tips Harstem off. He says, we're not going across the map, we're going to scout for your proxy robo. Look at that. So he sends his 2 adepts straight to the robo. What a map hacker, Harstem. No, he sends it right there because it's the place that you do it, right? Harstem definitely thinks so because that's the place where he did it. He's actually just heading on over to the place where he's proxied his robo and then you're going to find it, right? Meanwhile, Parting doesn't. He doesn't seem to scout. Yeah, he's sending his stalkers across the map, building a pylon down at the 3rd. He doesn't seem to think that Harstem is doing what he's doing, which is proxying the robo, which is strange because Parting definitely saw. Oh, maybe he saw it late. Let's have a look. We'll go on big boy vision for a second. So we're paying attention to the probe and seeing what he's seeing. And also the minimap, because Parting might just see the dot by the gas and be like, alright, that's your 2nd pylon. It's already up, all things. No, he sees a building. Okay, so he should know that there's a proxy pylon out on the map. Yeah, it feels like Parting assumes that his opponent's not being proxying, and instead he wants to make it look like he's not proxying. But of course, Harstem's already seen the lack of 2nd pylon when he got to his main, so I think that's the reason why like it doesn't make sense for Parting to pretend like he's not proxying anymore. So we're sending the stalkers across the map. I'm guessing that's to meet the adepts. He sees 1 adept there. It's very unfortunate. Yeah, he walks into 2 stalkers on top of the ramp, so he basically loses the stalker. He doesn't quite lose it, but look how close it is. And then, to top it all off, the immortal from Harstem. Let's just look at this, yeah. Yeah, it intercepts one of the stalkers. So one of his stalkers had already been intercepted, left with 3 health. Parting able to hide him in the bushes for a second. Parting's immortal rallied down here, right? So he's out of position. And then Harstem's immortal happens to walk into the rally path of this stalker. And now, this is dead. That's pretty much as good as dead. And then it's 2 stalkers against 2 stalkers and 2 adepts. And the immortal's closer to the engagement than this one. So it all just falls apart in a way that's very difficult. Sending the stalkers across the map like that was just a mistake. They should go to your proxy. I mean, I think the only reason he did it was to scout, to try and intercept the adepts going to his natural or his main. That said, he saw that the robo was scouted with an adept, so if he then sent the adepts across, it wouldn't even be across this way. It would be across this way. So yeah, I'm not really sure what the stalkers were supposed to see, but hoping that there weren't units on top of the ramp was a gamble, and we got wrecked for that. And I don't know, like even if you got up the ramp, you'd probably just meet 2 stalkers and get shot, or meet 4 units and get shot, meet a immortal and get shot, just meet a bunch of things and get shot. So yeah, I don't know about the stalkers moving across either. I just think Parting was trying to be aggressive, and A-clicking your stalkers across the map is aggressive. But yeah, we basically lost 2 stalkers for free. Even this one's pretty much dead. Focus firing 1, but we lose our own 1. Like it's just very rough from here on out. This stalker is quicker than the immortal, so he had to deal with it. And then we lose the production, and that's the GG move right there. Up until then, you can lose a bunch of resources, but your tech structure is dead, so it's really difficult to deal with that now. Shield battery in the mineral lines, we can't even do any damage to the immortal. Yeah, now it's game over. Of course, there was like a chance that we get back with some nice micro and the opponent being grossly out of position, but losing the prism with the immortal in it, yikes. The big yikers right there. The big yikes. So yeah, I did say Harstem and Parting should be interesting. I don't know if it counts as interesting that they did the exact same build in the exact same locations, but it's definitely entertaining, that's for sure. Again, I don't know what to make of this game. Both players ended up doing the same thing, and one got caught out of position. Not because Harstem knew anything and like planned it. It just happens that Parting walks his Stalker into my Stalkers, and then he walks his Stalker into my Immortal. Parting loses 2 Stalkers, and I kill his Robo production at least, right? It's just hilarious. The production tab just says it all. 2 Adepts from Harstem. I don't really know if it's better than Stalkers, to be honest. But if your opponent's making Immortals, I guess it's not that great to have Stalkers anyway, so... Yeah, it just feels like Parting didn't respond to the lack of second pylon. Maybe he called Harstem's bluff, because that's what he did against Mana, right? Harstem pretends to do something with his second pylon, and then just goes into a fast expansion. In that sense, that's probably what Parting was thinking about. Maybe he knows Harstem does this, and that he's not actually proxying, it's just a pylon somewhere on the map, could be there, and then he's just going to expand. And that when these Stalkers got here, all they would see is like 2 Stalkers or 2 Adepts at most, and then we just rally everything across and kill Harstem because he's got an expansion. Because that's how Mana kills him. In fact, that's the same way Mana kills him, is this Proxy Robo from quite far away from the natural. This isn't like close, even if it was here, it'd be still, you know, okay to deal with the natural. You can be quite far away to deal with this kind of thing. Mind you, I would say that Mana did it even better because he does it off the 3rd pylon, but a really early 3rd pylon. I think that's better because then Harstem doesn't even scout. He doesn't even scout with the Adepts to see. So I reckon that that's what's happened this game, is that he expected Harstem to do exactly what he did against Mana, and Harstem didn't. He didn't do the fake proxy, he did the real one, and we ended up in an okay situation. But just how funny is this start? Shield battery at 3 minutes 10 as well, so it's not like Harstem expects the Robo. It could be a Oracle. So once again, Cheese Fest, Clown Fest, standard PvP.